I said he won't care. He meant to say how often, but I think autocorrect was how often. So I
Oh,
was like,
I thought he was asking how offensive your trading is.
some days it offends me a lot. Other days I'm happy. But he wants for how often do you trade Monday through Friday, and what time frame do you trade? Monday through Friday, I spend it with all my kids are in school now. I have a little bit more flexibility to trade more often than I want. I think this boils down for me to about an hour of actual time per day looking for the trade, setting the trade up. I wind up spending another hour or more looking for trades as I do that as part of like everybody who signed up here saw trades before joining, right? I just almost never let anyone to the program without letting them see how we do what we do. So I wind up doing a little bit more. But if you could just do an hour a day looking for trades, like, Tommy, if you're listening to the recording, um, and you're doing, if you're, I don't know if it's after school or what the schedule looks like for practice and games and so on, depending on the age, right? um, then you have to do after during the day you got to pick an hour and set it up. If you're going to be in the evening, you got to pick an hour and set your trades up. Or excuse me, do your research and then set your trades. You know enough that like Tommy does anyway to like what we're looking for, even if it's not perfect. He's got an idea for it. So pick an hour in the evening. You get home from a game at 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. Dinner, shower, sit down at the computer, look for your trades, set them up. Okay. So just have like a little schedule Monday through Friday. If it has to change one day, are you going to miss things here and there? Of course. But I miss things here or there. And I have a lot of flexibility during the day. And I still miss things or just screw it up. Or I'll get to that later. And then just later it doesn't come, or things get busy. That's kind of life. And so that's like Monday through Friday. It is best if you can just pick that time, right? Monday and Tuesdays, I'm free. I'll trade more on Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're kind of busy during the day getting ready for practices and games. Good. 7 to 9 p.m. is fine, or 8 to 9, whatever. One good thing in Tommy Trades Futures is it's 24 hours. You can set the trades up. I set up 6S last night at like 7 o'clock. So like I didn't even know it triggered until 9 o'clock or 9:30 this morning, whenever I checked on it. And then maybe like 5 minutes before it hit the take profit. And I think Steve sent me a text this morning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it hit the take profit. So mold the schedule to yourself that you want. And then I tend to set up, if I get two, I'll set two and they're nearby. That's not a problem for me. I think my trading is boiled down to about one trade a day in the last couple of months. I frankly like that I want one great trade than a bunch of mediocre ones or like scalping. Mitch and I did that. It's fine. You can do it. You can make money with it. It's a great way to learn. It's a hard way to live. What's that saying, Mitch, about it's a hard way to make an easy living or something like that?
Oh, well,
Uh,
that's yeah, that people that like dream about becoming professional poker players, and then the expression is, yeah, it's a hard way to it's a hard way to make an easy living.
yeah, and I think that's really maps to trading very well. Um, and so one good trade a day, that's like my favorite. If I could set up two and one triggers, and listen, you're gonna have things fail. I mean that crude oil trade I talked about yesterday. I was able to stay in it, and I wound up closing it at like just under 1 to 1 because the clock ran out on me. Just the breaks. The time frames I trade, I tend to trade a little bit more on the lower time frames daily. It works for me. It works for my schedule. It works for the things I do during the day. If possible, and I can just trade off the 1 hours and 2 hours and stuff like that, I would prefer that. Tommy, if you're listening, an hour chart is probably solid for you. Just kind of like as you're getting I know you took a little bit of time off and you're kind of getting back into the swing of things the last like 3 months. The 1 and 2 hours will do the trick, man. Just like stick with that. And if you got to go a little bit lower, don't be afraid of that. Just like if you're trying to keep your sanity while you're doing your job, I think that's a solid plan to just look for, use one or two time frames, decide what they are, and just kind of stick with them for a little while. And then as you find your sweet spot and the ones you're, don't get confused with, I think that's the ideal scenario. Getting down to like the ones and threes, that may that may harm you and like what you can look for until your skill develops. So Tommy, I hope that helps you a lot. We're getting down there near that 3 minute kunal. So I'm gonna leave this be. Mitch, if you want to answer the trade management question, I will you can take the screen back if you want, and then we'll